Hey, this is Cam up in New York. It's Tuesday, September 30th, 2008. And I enjoyed your story. I don't know why your family wouldn't want you all to talk about that. It's definitely an interesting story. And usually the ones that our families don't want us to talk about are the ones that are the best. So, uh, good for you for telling it. Uh, yeah, as far as stories of my own that are kind of in the same theme, I couldn't really think of anything right off the bat that didn't, because most of the highlights of those type of stories made it into my book, 101 Ways to Kill Dad, which is still without an agent or a publisher. So if you know anyone, shoot me a message. But yeah, the first thing that came to mind, which I didn't really want to use this story, as far as a story that's kind of it's not really about my dad actually. It's more about me, but like it's dad related or whatever, and definitely within the same kind of theme of the book that I wrote. It's embarrassing, really, very embarrassing, and it had like very bad consequences that I feel kind of guilty about still, even though I was just a kid and did probably what any kid would have done or not done. But I guess I'll tell it anyway. Uh, when I was really young, in the summers, we lived really close to the public swimming pool, and that's where we spent all our time. Like I took swimming lessons when I was really like 5 or something, really little kid. And I loved the swimming pool. That's where we were all through the summer when school was out. It was great. I loved it. And Dad, he was home during the day because my father was a bootlegger, and he definitely didn't mind having us out of the house and out of his hair, so he didn't have to deal with us. And so I don't remember how old I was. I was pretty young. It was when I first kind of got curious about masturbation, and I guess I just recently started doing that. But I was very young when I started, doing that whole thing. Uh, as far as I can tell, anyway, I feel like I was probably a little younger than my other friends, like definitely elementary school. And I had a lot of friends who I think started doing that more in middle school. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know what the stats are when kids start doing this. And so anyway, I was at the pool, and some guy unknown to me because at the time I didn't really know I was or thought of myself as gay or whatever. But this attractive older guy, which at the time I think he was like in his 20s, that was older to me. Uh, there was something about him, and I noticed I was noticing him, and it was I didn't know why. But anyway, he left his clothes in the like shower room area, and like I was just randomly in the shower room, and I saw he had like there was like a condom sticking out of his pocket, and I knew what condoms were, but I was very curious about this. I'd never actually seen a condom, never done anything with a condom, so I took the condom. I stole it. Uh, God, this is an embarrassing story that I shouldn't be telling. Anyway, so then yeah, when I got home and locked myself up in the bathroom, I decided for whatever reason it was really hot. I guess because it was very adult, like to have a condom, uh, and so I put the condom on and like ejaculated into it. God, why am I telling this? Anyway, and so once I was done with that, I didn't really know what to do with it, so I flushed it down the commode, which was turned out to be a really bad idea. Didn't overflow, nothing like that, but like I don't even know how long. Not long after this, we had to have our septic tank drained because it was like full, whatever. Uh, and so they come to do that, and like my dad and his some of his friends that were always drinking and hanging out with him are like doing it, helping out. I guess because it was cheaper, like they knew someone who could come and open everything up. They dug the ground open and opened the septic tank, and as soon as they open it, there's like a condom floating on top of everything. And my dad freaks out and goes absolutely crazy. And it turns into one of those like horrible knots because he's like basically thinking that my mother is cheating on him, and this is proof. He always thought she was cheating on him. I mean, she could literally like come home from work and have. She worked at a hosiery mill, and she could have like a thread in her hair, and he would think that was a sign that she was cheating because oh, she must be rolling around in the, you know, hosiery mill with someone, which was really stupid because she never cheated on him, although she should have. Uh, she didn't. He was the one who had indiscretions on the side, and probably many children on the side that we still don't know about. But anyway, so that turned into a big mess. No one really knew who it was. Mom, of course, denied it because she knew it wasn't hers, and he assumed like a condom that must be a sign of her cheating because with him she wouldn't use a condom because they'd been married for years, blah blah blah. And I knew at the time that it was mine. And then like I think my mom thought it was like my oldest sister's, and like she had been doing something in the house, or it was just all this like big mess. And my dad was like crazy mad forever about it. And there was like a big fight that night, and it was something that didn't die down for a long time. Like it was something that my dad kept bringing up, and I felt really bad about it. But when at that age, I couldn't admit it was mine. I couldn't like tell like why I done this, or like admit, because you know when you're that age you're like, so you don't want anyone to even know that you touch yourself. And I mean it's still kind of embarrassing. So yeah, that's my throw the condom in the toilet that you stole from a hot guy, then you don't even know why he's hot because you're too young to know these things. And so yeah, that's a story. Anyway, I'm signing off now, and I will. Oh yeah, and there's 4 cameras. I don't think I mentioned that. I just figured, I don't have all the neat little camera things that Ant can do, so I just decided to do something else. And I'm like, hey, 4 cameras is better than one, so why not? Okay, I'll talk to y'all later.